I can see why they'd want her out of the magical plane, the tiger says. Even the gods would run out of patience when dealing with such idiocy. Idiocy? Oh yeah, Orca says. Well, I'll have you know that she does not get to finish what she had to say because Iluna snaps the amulet shut in the middle of a sentence. I've heard enough of this, Iluna says. We have more important matters to discuss right now. She then turns to me. I can't speak because I have a little bit of cold, so it's like impeding my ability to speak, so excuse me. Barry, do you and Layla have a means of returning to your cells? Iluna says. I think I should warn you that Freyan and I will be teleporting out of here as soon as we free the Minotaur, so we won't be there to escort you back. No, we don't have a means of returning to our cell, I say. The way we came in is sealed shut and 100 feet above the ground. We need to find another way back. If you are looking to reach the main corridor below the arena, Fyron says. There's a secret tunnel that can open for you, not far from where the Minotaur is located. You might have to get past several traps in order to reach your destination, however. That's awful nice of you, I say. Do not worry, Iluna says, seeing the mistrust on my face. Fyron is not foolish enough to risk his alliance with me for no other reason than to amuse himself. He is not Araka. If he says that there is a tunnel leading to the corridors below the arena, then he likely speaks the truth. I see, I guess. Well, in that case, thanks, I guess. There's no need to thank me, Barry, Fyron says. I never help people for free. There may come a time when I will be in need of your help as well. If the time ever comes, I'd rather have you owe me a favor than the other way around. That's all there is to it. Fyron, is this last tunnel before Labyrinth? Iluna says. Yes, Fyron says. The tunnel's exit should leave us very close to the maze's entrance. What maze? Wait, what maze? I say. Do you not know that old legend, Fyron says, in which the gods worked together to build an elaborate maze for the sole purpose of trapping the king of Minotaurs? But it seemed like the owner of the arena liked the story so much that decided to build his own underground labyrinth. That must have costed a pretty penny. As soon as he got hold of a Minotaur, unfortunately, I did not have a chance to visit the tunnel since the maze was created, so once we reach it, I won't know my way around as well as I have so far. I don't think that will be a problem, Iluna says, since there will likely be no need to hide ourselves anymore once we reach the maze. They will likely have got onto our presence by then. I think we should be able to handle their guards by ourselves easily, but if worst comes to worst, I'll wake up Flower as well. I'm sorry, who is Flower? Layla writes, confused. Flower is the little girl inhabiting this body. Luna says, you mean she's still alive? Layla writes, shocked. But aren't you a banshee? Didn't you consume her soul when you took over her body? Iluna laughs. If only it would have been that easy, she says. Unfortunately, the two of us have been stuck together in this body for the past 20 years and will likely continue living like this for years to come. Our souls are fused. I see, Layla writes simply. She looks as if she still have more questions to ask, but ultimately she decides against it. As the tunnel's exit draws closer, Iluna reopens Araka's amulet and she asks if she can spot any enemies nearby. Oh, so now you want me to talk, Araka says. You're not going to close the amulet in my face anymore? Well, what if I don't want to talk? What do you say to that? If you're not planning to talk, then I have no further need of you, Luna says as she starts to close back the amulet. Have a good nap. Wait, Araka says, just as Luna was about to close the amulet completely. Okay, fine, you win. There are some trolls much further down the next tunnel, but they're not in viewing range of the maze's entrance. The coast is clear. That doesn't sound right, Luna says. There should have at least some guards at the entrance of the labyrinth. I'm much more inclined to believe that they became aware of our presence and that they're deliberately emptying the next tunnel in order to lure us into the maze. That changes little? Oh, that changes little, like overall the situation. Fern says, the only way to reach the Minotaur is through the maze. The trolls choose to stand in our way, then we'll just have to make our way through them. Once we reach the next corridor, we make sure that the coast is indeed clear, and then we proceed to enter the maze. The walls inside the labyrinth look a bit different from all the rocky walls that we have seen in the caverns so far. They are black as coal and that appear to be made from a different material. Fyron, who seems to have spotted the difference as well, gets closer to one of the walls. He looks at it curiously. He swipes the wall briefly with his index finger, then brings his finger closer to his face, studying the black powder that has accumulated on the tip of it attentively. Tell me, Araka, the goblin says, are you sensing any trolls nearby? What? Araka says, no, I already told you that the coast is clear. Are you sure? Fyron says, what kind of question is that? Araka says, of course I'm sure. Oh, Fyron says, then could you perhaps describe me what lies beyond this black wall? Yeah, hold on a second. Arka says. For about 10 seconds, we all wait silently for Arka's answer. Well, Farron says, weren't you going to describe to us what's on the other side? There's a bit of interference, Arka says. I'm working on it. Well, then by all means, Farron says. This guy. Do not let this old goblin's rambling interrupt you from your work. Please take all the time you need. It takes 30 more seconds of silence until Luna finally snaps. Good God, she shouts. Well, I wasn't going to take you to admit the obvious. The wall is clearly made from a material that blocks magical sense. You can't wait here all day, and you're still not going to get through it. Are you really that stubborn? Fine, Arka says. I admit it. I can't get through it. I have no idea what's on the other side. Are you happy now? Farron grins. Thank you, Arka. I believe that will suffice, he says. As Luna noted, this wall is made from material that does not allow magical sense to pass through. This type of black rock is not uncommon in underground caves such as this. It is called a ceridium. The owner of the arena must have chosen to build this labyrinth here specifically because of the existence of these rocks. There wouldn't be much point in making a labyrinth if people could just use the magical sense to see through the walls, now would there? As the goblin was talking, Layla was busy inspecting the floor of the cave with a very focused look on her face. Fire notices her and he goes closer in an attempt to figure out what she is studying so attentively. There's something special about this corridor's floor, Fire asks her. Layla nods. She then points towards a black spot on the ground which is almost indistinguishable from the color of the rest of the floor. This is no ordinary black stain, Layla writes. It's troll blood. Look, there's more over there and there as well. The trail is fresh. If you follow the drops of blood, they might lead us to the Minotaur. Or the trolls could very well be baiting us so that we walk directly into their ambush, the tiger says. Since when do trolls leave blood trails anyway? Don't they have regenerative powers that heal all their wounds in a matter of seconds? Not all of them, Eluna says. The effectiveness of the regeneration varies from individual to individual. There are also certain types of wounds that heal slower than others. We have no way of knowing whether this trail was left deliberately or accidentally. Not that it matters, really. As long as we aim to reach the Minotaur, we're going to run into the troll sooner or later, whether we follow the trail or not. I say we follow the trail because, if they wanted us to follow it, they would have made it obvious. If the troll blood is literally indistinguishable from the floor except for Layla, who can tell for some reason, I think we should just follow the trail. So I propose to follow the blood trail. In that case, I propose we follow the trail, I say. If the trolls left it deliberately, then we'll have to fight them like we were already planning to. But if they did it by accident, then at least we won't have to waste hours of our time navigating the labyrinth. A valid proposal, Byron says. Does anyone have any objections? As I've said, it's all the same to me, Luna says. Do what you want, the tiger says. Layla remains silent, but she does not appear to want to make any objections. Very well then, Byron says. We will pursue the blood trail. However, our first priority should be mapping of the maze. Arka, I understand that you have the ability to generate holograms. Yeah, Arka says, but I can't make a map of this place if my magical sense can't pass through the wall. It doesn't matter, Farron says. You can just draw the map as we walk. What's important is that we don't lose track of where we are. I will be marking the walls periodically as we advance through the maze for that same purpose. Alright then, Arka says, here goes. She then conjures a hologram similar to the one she made in the ogre's stronghold, where we are represented by colored dots and the map is covered by black fog except for the corridor that we are currently standing in. In the meanwhile, Farron uses his staff to imprint a complex symbol on the wall to our right in magical green ink. We're good to go, Farron says. Follow me. As we walk, the fog from Arka's map is beginning to clear little by little, getting replaced by parts of the maze that we already know, while Farron is making sure he leaves no wall unmarked. Aren't you going to ask me what the complex marking symbol I'm marking the walls with, Barry? Farron says with a grin. No thanks, I say. It's not worth owing you another favor just to get an answer to that question. You're learning fast, Farron says, and he marks yet another wall with this green ink symbol. Hearing check success. Oh, the odd ones that I have in this playthrough. Hearing check successful level 4. Ancient language check successful level 3. As we advance through the corridors, I suddenly hear the voices of several trolls talking in low voices far away from my position. The language they're communicating is the one I haven't heard before, but luckily the knowledge that I received from my stat device is enough for me to understand them. Please, says one of the trolls, at least remove the arrow. We'll remove the arrow from your wound as soon as you're done with your task. Another troll says. Now tell me, do you remember what you need to do? Yes, the wounded troll says while breathing heavily. I need to lure the intruders And when they're near me, I press the button. Exactly, the other troll says. And as soon as you press the button, we'll receive a signal, and we'll know that we can ambush the invaders. After we kill them all, you will receive a treatment. Yes, the wounded troll says, the treatment. Do not fail us like before, the other troll says. After his last phrase, the corridor once again falls silent.